So hello everyone, today we're going to talk about the classification of speech sound consonants. So the sound of consonant we use when we have to talk with the other and we have to use the pronunciation of the articulation to have good pronunciation. For example, the consonant pa according to the place of articulation is bilabial and according to the manner of articulation is stop. According to the voice, articulation is voiceless. We have one example here and it's happy. The consonant ba. According to the place of articulation is bilabial and according to the manner of articulation is stop. According to the voice of articulation is voice. We have an example and it's a bow. The consonant cha, according to the place of articulation is lingual alveolar and according to the manner of articulation is stop and according to the voice articulation is voiceless. We have an example here and it's telephone. The consonant ja, according to the place of articulation is lingual alveolar. According to the manner articulation is stop and according to the voice of articulation is voiced. We have an example and it's vli. We have the consonant ka. The consonant ka, according to the place of articulation is lingual velar. According to the manner of articulation is stop and according to the voice articulation is voiceless. We have an example and is ka. The consonant ga, according to the place of articulation is lingual velar and according to the manner of articulation is stop. According to the voice of articulation is voice. We have an example and it's black. The consonant according to the place of articulation is labial. According to the manner of articulation is fricative. According to the voice of articulation is voiceless. We have an example and it's fu. The consonant v. According to the place of articulation is labial and according to the manner of articulation is fricative. According to the voice of articulation is voiced. We have an example and it's voice. The consonant is according to the place of articulation is lingual dental. According to the manner of articulation is fricative. And according to the voice of articulation is voiceless. We have an example and it's sing. The consonant is according to the place of articulation is lingua dental and according to the manner of articulation is fricative and according to the voice of articulation is voiced. We have an example and it's da. The consonant according to the place of articulation is lingual alveolar and according to the manner of articulation is fricative. According to the voice of articulation is voiceless. One example of the letters is so. The consonant z. According to the place of articulation is lingual alveolar and according to the manner of articulation is fricative. According to the voice of articulation, is voiced. One example is noise. The consonant according to the place of articulation is lingual palatal, and according to the manner of articulation is fricative, and according to the voice of articulation is voiceless. We have an example using fishing. The consonant G, according to the place of articulation is lingual palatal, and according to the manner of articulation is fricative. According to the voice of articulation is voiced. We have one example using G is vision. The consonant H, according to the place of articulation is glottal, and according to the manner of articulation is fricative. According to the voice of articulation is voiceless. One example is happy. The consonant of sh